Take a look at East Sussex, where a huge bulk of the county is rural. Getting people into those market towns and around the county so they can get to work, they can get to hospital or a doctor's surgery or to do their weekly shop is sometimes challenging.
We're talking about people that haven't got a car, can't use the bus, may be isolated in terms of their life, not just where they live. Transport such as community projects is absolutely critical to them.
Good transport makes individuals independent.
Being on your own at home, it's nice to come to a place where there's such a lot of smiling faces and you all join in and have fun. I couldn't do it without the Road 6.
It's quite nice that you can get away to somewhere where there's lots of people you know and that you can just kind of socialise a bit more and have fun.
I think for a successful community transport organisation, you need a cooperative bus company that will provide the service to the areas that you want. You need a management team that will coordinate the whole business. You need a group of parishes who are prepared to fund and find people to use the service, and you need good publicity.
Now, the County Council has committed reasonably large sums of money to help get these sorts of community transport projects going within the county. But of course we can't do it alone.
We as a county council want to get alongside local communities and work in partnership to help them identify that local community transport need and to fill it.
Local people need to be involved in consultation. That's really key. People need to be asked what their needs are and also to consider what they can do to help find that solution.
The County Council can offer a variety of things to a local area that's interested in setting up a scheme. For example, it could help with needs assessment, looking at the gaps in local transport infrastructure. We could help with, for example, advertising, putting information on the website about local schemes. It can help with developing a business case, giving advice. It could put them in touch with other areas, other villages or towns where they've developed local schemes for ideas, or other organisations that might be able to help, such as Action in Rural Sussex, an organisation we're working very closely with.
Action in Rural Sussex has a long history and expertise in development work with rural communities. We are available to inform them and to provide support and to assist them really tackle the transport issues which are perhaps causing problems within the community.
Action in Rural Sussex considers parish councils to be key players in addressing the needs of isolated and excluded people within their communities. We work in close partnership with parish councils through SALC, which is the Sussex Association of Local Councils.
By bringing people together that have already set up schemes, people can actually find out ideas, share good practice, share all sorts of documents and guidelines, leaflets and brochures and that sort of thing.
Often people think they can't do it, but if they hear from the horse's mouth, yes, they can.
Although we don't have funds to commit on a long-term basis, we do have short-term funding, which we call kickstart funding. And the whole point of that is to help the local community get their bus together, get their volunteers together, design their business processes and get the scheme running. And then after 6 months of that sort of level of support, we can start to back away and leave the local community to get on with the job of running the transport on a day-to-day basis.
To put the scheme together, the first thing was that a group of parish councils decided to set up a formal body, which is actually also, it's one, a charity, and it's secondly a limited company, to actually formalise putting together the various grants and funding, the whole package that enables the bus to be funded.
Lovely day.
Yes, beautiful. Where are you going?
Just up to the shop.
I think what's really made the Plumpton scheme successful is that it's been a community-led project by somebody within the community that's lived there virtually all her life, is well known in the community, and people love her and love the scheme.
Well, the thing you need most is friends. And you need friends who know about how to run a transport scheme. Friends perhaps in the county council, passenger transport, and you need local friends as well who know about vehicles and buses. You need volunteers who will come forward to do all the various things that need to be done, including driving the bus.
You need solid commitment. You don't want people that just think it's an airy-fairy job of a couple of hours a week. You know, you've got to be trained. You've got to have a CRB check. You know, and you've got to go through driver training because a lot of people have never driven anything this size. And then, of course, we have people that operate the telephones to take bookings for Tuesday and Wednesday. And the whole organisation needs people that are volunteers that are committed.
Youth Express is a project which requires a lot of hours to actually make it possible. To make it successful, it needs buses being found on a regular basis. Youth Council spend a very long amount of time to promote the Youth Express and actually consult with other young people how it would be most effective to use the transport.
It's got to the heart of maybe the more elderly in the village and those less able, and they're saying this is a really nice product that means something to me. It's making my life easier, and it's getting rid of some of the health inequalities that we have in the rural community.
To be picked up at the door, bags carried in, helped from the house, into the bus, down to the luncheon club or to shopping, they think it's lovely.
It's part of their social calendar for the week that they enjoy going on the bus.
If there wasn't the Youth Express, then my mum and dad can't exactly drive me around, so that's the only reason I come to Youth Club.
Yeah, it's the only way I can get to Youth Club as well. So when they said that we could get a bus, my mum was quite pleased.
We listen to music on the bus sometimes. The buses are clean, they're tidy, they're comfortable.
If we didn't come to Youth Club, we'd probably just be hanging around Heathfield or hanging around the streets or something.
If there was no Youth Express, I wouldn't know what to do on a Thursday.